First of all, any come out channel so AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast also training because make headlines. And I jembre na EDB Exum awaha. Any dim yahu braximus ene ED kanya. Bra na yensum o ebusia kurim unia. Enya sem koto akra. Amanyesem na EDB Exum wo. Tieni dima ayana wade wonsa ashe notification be no so. Edi update bituma wo na obey the first person wonsa bitumi akabi. Yana waja comment constructively under the comment section. Yonko a highway sim ejadem enye asem koto akra. Na private legal practitioner lawyer Martin Bibu or make exposes it be exomo in some walking in say 800 million US dollars. Dr. Bawumia and then it's a share see if Ameri deal no one unia meno ka say a backfire papa esusuja edi aguma unia enya asem koto akra. Na at this point in time, you move on as we abra wajemre na or church in Siminum be just ready. Me that say wajemre ewa yanko eye political highways.
Although we also accept that voting is not really rational because it's a lot of visceral politics. So when we say visceral politics, it's a lot of emotions, okay? It's a lot of gut feeling, etc. Right? And so, well, it's not too surprising. It's just that it's sad that the MPP have chosen to go down that.
It is necessary to make this
because
point behind what you are saying about voting, being visceral, whatever. You see, to the extent that pollsters like Musa Dankwa, if they do the science right, can predict over time, and close to the time can give you a 90+% level of assurance, tells you that that science, and the whole point about science is the empirical method. It can be replicated. If you use the same method, you are at the same point. Let me say this, which is very well known. People would accept things that work with their emotion. Things that sit well with you, you are more likely to accept them.
True.
So when Evans came here and was saying the things that Martin says, all this time it's been Musa Dankwa telling us something. And it didn't sit well with him because we know where his emotions lie. So when Evans came and whatever he was saying went in that direction, he just jumped on it.
Yes.
We should, that is what is called prejudice.
No,
I'm not.
it's also science.
No.
Negative bias. Because
So
Bawumia obviously carries a huge baggage. Extremely huge.
No, don't go there.
That's a problem.
No.
So that's a problem.
The point I'm making is the
you
point
go and vote for somebody who is obviously going to lose. Musa Dankwa, haven't you said that any candidate?
We are talking about polling.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
And there's a tendency of people to shift in a certain direction that their emotion moves them in more than their mind. That's why prophets have the sway they have. That's why people like Martin, who don't like Bawumia, don't want to hear Musa Dankwa. Look, Musa Dankwa is not a Bawumia supporter.
Oh, no, but who said so?
I haven't
So
said
then
so.
let me
When the
land.
facts are put down, let us all put our emotions aside and follow the facts as much as possible.
So the point I'm making, you see, so it's a clash of two sciences.
Okay.
The psychologists will tell you that negative bias is huge, right, in elections.
Sure.
We remember the negatives.
Okay.
So the moment you put Bawumia on the this ballot box, that is the return of Kufuor, right? And so that is going to hit him bad.
But
He's not going to make it. So that is it. So that's a negative. That's science. It's science. It's science. It's psychology. I'm talking about. I'm also talking science. It's psychology. Googling what is negative bias. No, that's psychology.
Objective.
It's very subjective.
Say so.
I'll come to you.
It's election psychology. It's election psychology. Voter psychology. So voter psychology, they'll tell you that negative bias, what is it? That people will tend to prefer and remember the negatives. So the moment you see Bawumia, from banking crisis to the CD to inflation to DDEP, over 850,000 persons falling below unemployment, a poverty line. He signed a contract. They were going to steal $800 million. The Ameri deal. He signed it. It was Bawumia who signed. It wasn't even a Kufuor. Who asked Bawumia to sign when the Kufuor
You see, on that part, you interrogate that because
it's science. It's also science. So he's doing polling. I'm also talking psychology. Invite all the psychologists to come and tell you voter psychology. The moment you see Bawumia, so when they say baggage, you see, until we started saying,
I'll come to you.
Oh, wait. until we started calling psychology, anytime we say no, Bawumia would lose because of what he did with Akufo-Addo. It's psychology we say, except that we just didn't mention the word psychology. Then people say, oh, you haven't said anything. So now we want to mention all the terms. Negative bias, it will eat Bawumia.
Okay. So we'll see how the negative bias will play out, because we've just gone
let us comment on that.
No, I'll come to you. Yes, I'll come to you. Also, how that baggage, so as has been put, would be handled by the MPP going forward, or how that will impact on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's candidature, because Martin Kpebu is not the only one who's made this point about the baggage that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia absolutely carries into this. And so this is one that obviously is not lost out on the New Patriotic Party as a political party. But the nation's poster is here. I know you've seen him already on the screen. Musa Dankwa, it's good to have you. Congratulations is in order.
It's normal for me.
It's not for you.
I said it's normal.
Normal. It's
Yes,
normal.
Yes.
Almost perfect prediction. You said 57%.
Yeah.
It turned out to be what? 56.5. You ran it up to 57%.
Yeah.
How did you do it? I mean,
It is science.
It's science.
It is science, nothing else. I don't have juju. I don't use juju. I don't use any tricks.
no,
It's the science.
some people
were
were
within the
asking
margin of error.
about whether there's something else
No.
that you use inside there.
It is the consistency at which you apply the methodology and rigor, and taking your heart out of the data.
Thank you.
I see.
You
You were ready to put your almost 7-year credibility and consistency on the line
I
for
didn't,
this.
I didn't even have to do that, because people will judge you by what the outcome is. And if you claim you're doing it in a very scientific way, drawing from the same sample that others drew from,
Yeah,
you shouldn't get different outcomes.
That's all.
Science doesn't work like that.
really.
If I draw your blood to Lancet lab to do malaria test, and take the same sample
To another
lab,
Okay.
you test if you have malaria, both here and there, malaria is there.
Science is objective.
That is if you are testing for malaria.
Malaria.
Unless you're looking for something else.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. But okay, so but this is what Dr. Evans Dia put out. So I just want to this is Dr. Evans Dia. He sent me this, because last week the two of you were at opposite ends, and you were making your case strongly, convincingly at some point. It says every political process offers lessons. Data shows who is ahead. Strategy decides who stays ahead. The delegates have spoken. I commend the NPP, Development in Freedom, Leadership, appreciate my research team, and extend my congratulations to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The focus is unity and collective task ahead. So this is the next one that he put out. The final note. Data captures stated preferences. Elections reveal actual behavior. The space between the two is where strategy, persuasion, and late-stage alignment operate, particularly in delegate-based systems, where final decisions often crystallize beyond observable research windows. This has been a very fruitful exercise for my research team. It goes on and on. It says that some delegates expressed one position during interviews, yet voted differently on the day, is itself a meaningful finding and may merit deeper inquiry into what we have come to describe as a phenomenon of fear delegates. Fear delegates. Ultimately, research shows direction. Politics determines destination. The outcome reflects those final dynamics, and the overriding priority remains unity and collective. So the point you make is, because he is boiling his failed research outcome to the phenomenon of the fear delegates, because it's the same samples that you went to them, they were truthful to you as to where they were going, but he said they lied to him. What happened?
You see, beside methodology, the tools you deploy to engage the respondents, the mode of engagement, and those who are on the other side engaging delegates, and lack of credibility on the part of the poster also affects the responses you get. They know us. And when we call them, we say, we are Global Info Analytics.
Right.
Before we start.
So you clearly indicate your identity, your objective.
Absolutely. So that they don't misconstrue us to be from Bawumia's camp or Ken's camp or Brian's camp. And you see, I've seen some do delegate interviews face to face. That is a recipe for disaster.
Why is that?
Oh, face-to-face delegate interview.
Right. So you do phone calls.
We do phone calls.
Okay. And Dr. Dia was quite clear and sincere in his bias last week that he belongs to the NPP. He's a member of the NPP, and also doing this for Kennedy Japan. So you say that may have probably.
I mean, for him to disclose that, I think should have been the warning sign to many who were reading his report. Clearly, this is an internal work that he's done.
It was a warning sign to himself.
Okay.
Hold
on. Please.
You know, so it is very, very difficult to take an internal polling data and throw the other to the public to see, because naturally, those numbers don't get thrown out there because it shows strategy, it shows direction.
Sure.
Why would you put that to the public to see what you are doing for your opponent to launch on it? So clearly, when they do that, you know that's not the true story they are telling.
Okay. Mr. Bento, last week you had indicated it's not only the researchers or the other pollsters that failed, but the prophecies as well. You said something last week about God not being interested in what happens in election outcomes.
In a fair contest, take a football match. There are Christians on both sides. In a political contest like this, there are Christians. Everybody's praying. Why should God take a side? Okay, God has made the universe and set things in motion. Okay, and if you do the right thing, you will know, or you will reap what you sow.
Sure.
This whole idea, and I say this because it's important, and some of these false prophets, and I emphasize false, suggest that they can do some things and make a certain outcome happen.
True.
It's a lie from the pit of hell. And people should discard them, and when you hear those people, just rubbish them, because they are a noise in our ears. Okay, so I mean, I've said consistently, if we didn't have posters, look, if Dr. Evans Dia was the only person doing this, and he ended up failing this abysmally, and he wrote all this plenty English, we will say yes, maybe something has happened. Thank God Musa Dankwa exists. All right, and like I said, we did some polls in the past, and we happen to have found the truth. Some of it will not be palatable to you, but if you are you have fidelity to the science, you put your emotions aside, and then you let the science speak. Going forward, that is what we have to do. If somebody can do it and do it right, then anybody who didn't do it right should not blame anything else. You simply didn't get it right. And as for this thing about the prophets and all those things, look, we are kind of, I won't even say religious society, okay? We are superstitious. We tend to believe that there are some other forces beyond what our efforts can give us, and we want to resort to them. We all go to church, but we tend to overdo it, and that's what gives some of these people some of these spaces to infiltrate and really basically disturb us. All right, I mean, if you see the number of prophecies, and now people are talking about death and all kinds of things. I have seen some, they are totally despicable, and I'm staying on this thing because look, IGP Dampare stamped this thing down. My brother, if somebody comes to tell you that I'm a prophet and I've prophesied 3 times and it comes to pass, and I think you are going to die tomorrow, whoever you are, even if you don't believe in God, it will have an effect on you. It will change something about you. It's a disturbance. And any nation that allows too many of these noisemakers to keep going around and disturbing us is not going to prosper. And look at the level to which it's gotten to. And I'm telling you, it was serious. It was serious. True. Okay? True. Some of the people who prophesied were taken very seriously. So I think it's time, without knocking the religious group and without whatever it is, let's have a certain handle on what we are calling these prophecies, etc. And when it comes to some of this, let us know that God is not partial. God rewards effort. Okay, and even though God has a hand in the affairs of men, one man of God said that God does not choose leaders in Africa.
He does
not choose leaders in Africa.
Oh,
if God were the chooser of leaders in Africa, then he would have done a very poor job. Because African leaders have been in the past 100 years terrible, abysmal. They have been terrible leaders. If God were choosing Idi Amin and all the dictators that we have seen, then he's such a terrible person to be choosing these leaders for us. So we need to clear our minds of these things. All right? If we organize ourselves well, okay, we will see the effects that we need to see. Listen, people who talk about God, Germany, all right, Germany, they took Jews, the people of God, killed at least 6 million of them. All right? Turned around, said sorry, proceeded to work hard, do the right things. Today, look at where they are. They are leading Europe. Okay? I can give you many examples of situations which, if we were going to deal with God coming down to do things, you won't see it. Germany, the one who, when we talk about ancestral curses and all the things and God doing this, the people who killed 6 million Jews. Okay? They are a developed nation thriving. They are one of the best countries in the whole world.
Yeah.
All right? So look, we need to tamp down on the noise making coming from the religious sector and listen more to people like Bosa Dankwa.
Fidelity to the science, less of emotions.
Yes. And there is a science. Do it right. Less emotions.
I see. Now, on that same path, just quickly on this.
Oh yeah,
quickly.
Kofi has a great point to make about this religious thing. You know, every corner you turn, somebody is a pastor. You're like, but why are we not rather making more farms? Every corner you turn, somebody is a pastor. A person wants to pray for you. I'm like, but pray for yourself first. Better your lot before you seek to pray for others. Unemployed, it looks like it's an escape route out of unemployment for a lot of them.
Really?
And a lot of them are
pastoral ministry.
Yes,
an escape route to unemployment.
Yes, the mushroom churches. It provides.
But you were not there when God called them.
But your body is the temple of God.
Yeah.
You are the temple of God. Musa Dakwa is temple. I am temple of God. Your body is the temple of God. How many more do we need, right? We've had the Orthodox churches. They helped in molding us all this while. They have the numbers. But, you know, I could feel say, there is that thing. You see, I think unemployment is a huge push factor for this pastors. So it pushes a lot of people into their arms because people are desperate. People are, you know, they need a message of hope, a message, you know, to keep them alive. So once you start preaching that you will find a job tomorrow, you will have a baby next year by this time, etc., then it draws people, right? So I think it's the social situation. Right. It's the social situation. So you look at it, you look at even theories of social change. This is one of the factors that's pushing the churches up. So I believe that the government should take a firm stand on it. In Rwanda, for instance, they say you can't be a pastor without a proper degree in theology. Yeah, and they've clamped down a lot on them. Because, to be honest, a lot of them, you just see that this is just preying on human beings. It's not proper pastoral work, etc. No. It's just so many of them, they are in the Orthodox churches and then they break away to go and create churches. Then after 30 years, then they themselves, they are collapsing. That's why when we were young, people, they used to tell us, you hear parents saying, I'm not attending a church I'm older than. You hear parents say, I'm not attending a church. You see, and as you grow, then you see that there's wisdom in it. True. Some started, they were bastardizing the Catholic Church. Today, they are in cassocks like bishops. Then you're like, but 30 years ago, you said the Catholic cassock and this were not biblical. Today, they are wearing more cassocks than even the Catholics. They are more bishops than even the Pope, etc. Right? So this religious thing, Charlie, it's a real constraining factor in the way we develop. Look, you even wake up at dawn when we should be discussing proper ideas to develop. People are praying and praying and praying and praying and not doing commensurate work.
You're not taking out the real importance of prayer as well. I don't think that's
No. I'm a prayerful person, but what I'm saying is that there's a disconnect. It's disproportionate. Yes. Look, Sunday, immediately after this, from 9 a.m. to 12, you tune in a lot of the radios. It's all prayers. After 12, it's all. I'm like, but this, you don't use much of the energy to come and force to make the governance system better. Somebody said something profound. That look, if we had just simply stopped stealing in Ghana, there will be a lot to go around. The resources will go around a lot. Simple. We have a problem. We are basically people in charge are stealing. That is the problem. You don't want to come onto the street to help fix that problem. You are praying. How is God going to come down? Then God will come down when you fill the streets to complain that, look, you are stealing no matter what. We can't say that we must catch you red-handed before, but we can see that like 52.5 billion vanished from GCB account. Since December 2020, the Auditor General said, Ekwiyama Johnson Esiedu said he will come out with a report. There's a Sophia. He has not done it, and he's drawing a salary. And then instead of you to come out and demonstrate against Johnson Ekwiyama Esiedu, you are busy praying. What kind of logic is that? How is God going to come down and do anything about
So
that?
he works in
so
the
the problem is that we are stealing. We are just stealing.
Okay.
So if you want to fix unemployment, etc., let's talk about fixing the stealing that we are stealing both in the private sector and the public sector.
Thank you very much for
Yes,
this sermon for the morning.
Let me digress a bit. Okay, you want to do
No. Yes.
Okay, let me digress
quickly.
a bit and talk about indiscipline generally. And I want to start with Martin. When you are signaled to stop and you don't stop, that constitutes indiscipline also. So the general philosophy is that if we fix indiscipline in the country, we will get a better result. But when you refuse to respond to simple instructions, that is also indiscipline. So let's also not exonerate ourselves from the things we expect others to do. And again, on the set, the kind of language that comes here, some of them are very unpalatable. And you see, when you talk to the public that Bawumia is the same as Akufo-Addo, that definitely is pedestrian.
Why is that?
Yes, let them decide.
But I mean, how would I be the same as you?
It's patently absurd.
Yes.
I thought you were going to. We'll get into
that. Should not be a statement that should come from somebody like you.
Wait.
I mean, it should
wei ensama hodo timi ko so chena no so ma me no so jemre e wa ha da sene so bade no e dia dumbi edumi dia chena so ma me se obahwehwe e ya GH Politics Avenue e kira kwan